Hello friends, and welcome back to the next installment in my Vlogmas series. I'm Emily, if you're new here. It has been a December, honestly. But then also just the last 24-48 hours have really taken it out of me. It's like on top of everything else, and then it just keeps coming. It just keeps coming. And I just am struggling a bit today, guys. This is like my third or fourth giant cup of tea today. It's all decaf, so it's not the caffeine, it's just the warmth and comfort of it. And just trying to function. My 1-year-old has decided that now is an excellent time to start some teething, or to start up some more teething. So I was up for hours in the night with him, just screaming and hollering and fussing and flopping around and just refusing to go to sleep, and it was not a fun night. On top of my husband was still very much recovering, so I was up a little bit later last night because he was kind of getting to the point where he was really hungry last night, but then he didn't want to eat anything, and so I was trying to find stuff for him to eat, stuff that was, you know, palatable. And so I was up later, and then the baby was up, and it's just, I'm so exhausted today. I'm kind of struggling a little bit to find the bright and happy and joy and festive moments, if you will. I'm still looking for them and still trying to hone in on that and focus on that, but oh man, it has been hard today. The kids are doing pretty good. The boys are both back normal and healthy, just the baby's fussy because he's teething. It's just how it goes. My husband's mostly back to normal. Yeah, I'm just absolutely whacked mentally. I've been watching a lot of Kirsty Knits and Sews, her old Vlogmas videos from 2022, and I basically went back. I think she may be the only podcaster that I have ever done this with. But I went back to like the very first episode that she ever did and have been slowly making my way through it. And so I'm up to her 2022 Vlogmas, which is so cozy and lovely, and I am thoroughly enjoying it. It is just an absolute delight to watch. So I've been watching some of that. Last night I was wrapping some presents and stuff for my siblings. We are still planning to go visit them, although in the middle of the night I would have paid thousands of dollars to not have to go anywhere and see anybody and do anything. We are still planning to go. We were originally intending to leave tomorrow, but I think we're going to push that back a day just to make sure that we don't have any sick cooties left over, and also to just try and catch up on some sleep and be more ready to be around people. I am a hardcore introvert at the best of times, and anytime sickness or lack of sleep or anything else comes up, it gets even worse. And I just do not want to be around people, and when it gets to this point, it's like I don't even want to be around my husband and children, so it's like it's bad. And it's usually just a good night's sleep and some quiet alone time, and I'm good, and it's back to a bit more of an even keel. But so anyway, I was wrapping up some presents last night, wrapping up the present box for my sister that I shared with you guys on my last video. And I actually turned on a goofy Christmas movie. It's one of those cheesy, like, you feel like you should be embarrassed that you really enjoy it, but I'm not, because I've watched it like 4 times at least at this point. And it's A Christmas Kiss. The Christmas Kiss, it's one of the Hallmark ones where they get stuck in an elevator and they kiss and the sparks fly and blah blah blah. And there's a Christmas Kiss 1 and Christmas Kiss 2, and I have actually really enjoyed both of those. I really struggle with the vast majority of like cheesy Christmas movies, and I'm not a huge Christmas movie person in general. We definitely need to watch A Charlie Brown Christmas. Maybe I'll watch that with my toddler this afternoon. We've actually been watching a few more movies, which has been really fun. I can't remember if I mentioned it. I think I did, that we watched the 101 Dalmatians movie. And it's one of the first proper Disney movies that my toddler has ever watched. I am very, very cautious about Disney movies, and especially anything, you know, from like the early 2000s on, or anything more current than that, just because I really don't like the messages that are in a lot of the Disney movies, in particular where it's like the children versus the parents. I find that that's a really unsuitable topic for small children to watch, and so we have been very, very cautious about letting our toddler watch any Disney content at all. And so that's why we've been sticking to a lot of Studio Ghibli and stuff. But then I randomly remembered about 101 Dalmatians, and it's such a wholesome, innocent, charming movie. I think it was made in the 60s, the original cartoon, and it's just lovely. We actually ended up watching it twice in 2 days, back to back, and it was just lovely. And so then we actually watched Lady and the Tramp yesterday, which I don't think he liked that one quite as much as 101 Dalmatians, but it's been really fun to kind of start thinking about the old good Disney cartoons that I could introduce him to. I think I'm going to try and let him watch the Disney animated Robin Hood. That was one of my all-time favorite childhood movies growing up, and I think he's at the age now that he would probably really enjoy it. So we watched that, but we haven't watched A Charlie Brown Christmas yet, and so we need to do that. That was our every single year we watched that growing up. Very much a tradition for us. And then I was thinking about it, and I was like, honestly, he might really enjoy the classic How the Grinch Stole Christmas cartoon. We didn't watch that as much growing up, but we did here and there, and it's still quite nostalgic. So we might do that at some point here. So yeah, but anyway, and then I was going to watch a different Disney movie, but then I decided I just needed something so goofy and lighthearted and ridiculous, and so that's why I turned on the Christmas Kiss, and we actually ended up watching the last like 30 minutes of it this morning because I didn't finish it last night. And it's so silly and lighthearted, and I enjoyed it. I'm probably going to turn on the Christmas Kiss 2 this afternoon and just try and just let my brain rest. But anyway, that's a whole chatter about movies, which also I watched the 1995 Persuasion when I was sick, and that was so lovely. That's my favorite adaptation of Persuasion, and it's really high on my list of favorite Jane Austen movie adaptations. I also watched the 2008 Sense and Sensibility miniseries. That's my favorite version of the Sense and Sensibility. Oh, it's so good. The music and the scenery and imagery and everything, it's just perfection. I love that adaptation. So I watched those when I was sick, so I'm not normally much of a movie and show watcher anymore. I primarily watch YouTube, like podcasters and stuff. But just with being sick, I needed something that was really familiar and comforting and whatnot, and I've really been enjoying it. Anyway, I'm going to show you quickly a little bit of a knitting update. This is one of my Advent teas, and I'm way behind on drinking my Advent teas, and so I've been trying to kind of like slowly catch up. And so this is my second one of the Advent teas. This is a decaf cream one, and it's actually quite good. I'm enjoying it. A lot of the teas in the Advent have been very meh. like they're all right. There's another one, it was like the chocolate truffle one, I think from the first day. It was amazing. It was so good. But all the rest of them have been, you know, drinkable. Most of them. We did have one that was not drinkable, so. But let me put that down. I'm going to do a little knitting update. Again, I have done so little knitting this month overall, or it feels like I have. And then especially this week, I have not done much knitting at all. But I am slowly working on knitting another pretty little cowl, pattern Colleen Kinnersley, and I'm actually using, this is a Hobby Lobby yarn. It's a discontinued one, so I got it on clearance, and it's the Yarn Bee Yarntopia in the Heather colorway, and it's just a 100% acrylic, but it's so soft and really lovely, and it is technically, I think, no, they do put it under a 2, so like a sport weight yarn. And so what I've actually done is I went down to a US size 5 needle, which, random trivia, these are some of the knitting needles that I got from the D-stash? I don't know what you would call it, the stash of yarn that I was gifted. I'm using these knitting needles. I did not have a pair of size 5 straight needles, so I was super pleased to have these. But yeah, I'm doing it on a size 5, which is a 3.75 millimeter needle. And I did the same thing that I did with my last version of the cowl, where I cast on extra stitches, but this time I did even more since this is a thinner yarn. The pattern calls for DK, and this is definitely more of like a, or it feels like more of a sport weight. Like, it's thicker than a fingering, not as thick as a DK, so I didn't think about it in that terms, but yeah, it's sport weight. Yeah, so I'm just working away on that slowly. I don't know that it's going to be done in time for our trip, but that's okay. So working on that here and there, and that's pretty much the only thing that I have worked on. Just because it's such simple, mindless knitting, and I can do 2 or 3 rows, and it's fine. The one other thing I wanted to do quickly before I go and sit on the couch and just bleh, is I decided that today was a very appropriate day for opening another one of my Mystery Mouse Yarn Co. Mysteries games. I was like, you know what? I needed another little moment of joy sparking. And so I think we should open another one. And that's what we're going to do. I still have 3 left, I think. I think I still have 3 left. Maybe 4. I can't remember if I ordered 4 or 5 and then Holly popped in an extra one. So, yeah, so we've got, I just love this tissue paper. It is so beautiful. It would make the most beautiful project bags. It's just this very classic, like, is it called twill? I don't know. It's just lovely. Anyway. Ooh, this one's a brighter one. Peace Be Still. This is so appropriate. This is one of her Christmas colorways, I think. It's either Christmas or Easter, but it's Peace Be Still, so that sounds Christmassy. And very appropriate for today. Oh man, this is gorgeous. This might be another cowl. So it's blues with that pop of yellow, but then down here we've got some pinks and then like that like peachy almost color in there. Some more yellow. Oh, so beautiful. And it's a 75-25 superwash merino nylon, 437 yards. Oh, I love it. It's a very good reminder too. Just peace. I feel like I need so much peace in my life. Oh, this is really good. So, I'm so happy with that. That's so pretty. It would make a really, really sweet, like, little girl baby cardigan or garment of some kind. Maybe I'll save that save it for that. Either that or it needs to be a cowl. There is a decent amount of pink in here. I am, oh, such a lovely colorway. Oh, I love it so much. I'm really glad I opened it. And this was the perfect one. I just randomly been grabbing it because I don't know what's inside of these. And this is just absolutely perfect because I am like 95% sure this is a Christmas colorway. I really, really like this. And it has blue. I love blue. And it's blue and yellow and grey and pink, which is just a gorgeous combination. Anyway, enough chitter chatter. I've been on talking for 15 minutes. I'm gonna go sit and knit and drink my tea and probably watch a cheesy Christmas movie. So that's the update for today. Hello friends, it's the next day, a little bit of an update. I have a couple things I want to share with you, and I completely forgot that I haven't showed you my knit picks box. I mentioned a while ago that I had placed an order with knit picks with the random extra $30 that I was planning to use for some spinning stuff, and that came in several days ago, maybe a week ago at this point. It's been here for a while, and I literally like just realized I never shared it with you. So I have that. I have a book, a crafting book that I just found at Goodwill, which I'm actually very excited about. It's a really pretty book. And then I have just a quick little new project that I'm planning to start probably tomorrow. So let's talk about the book first. So I went to Goodwill with my two boys just to give my husband a little bit of a break. He's still recovering. That's kind of, he's in that like, you just randomly feel like weak or like lightheaded or just like off. Like you're not quite 100% yet. And I found this book, which it's just so pretty looking. I love this color palette so much. And it's just a really, really simple book about quilting. And I really liked it because it has a number of different projects, and I really, really want to get into doing some more quilting stuff. Oh, look at this one. It's so pretty. But I also really, really like the fact that it had here at the back, let me see if I can find it. It had some Christmas stuff, which was very cute. It has like a Christmas tree skirt. And then actually I'm going to quickly show you there's these like little dolls almost. They're so sweet. I don't know that I would ever make those, but yeah, that's really cute. I saw at the very back that there's a section on quilted bags, and I really, really like the look of these. Like especially this little pouch right here. I think that would make such a really nice project bag. And then there's also this giant tote bag, which I love the look of. And I was talking with my husband, and I kind of realized that with some of my sewing stuff, I really want to get more into quilting, because with just regular cotton fabrics, it's kind of challenging for me to make clothes for myself right now with like my really precious like favorite prints that I've purchased, just because my wardrobe needs are fluctuating so much that the like cotton dresses and stuff that I used to wear, it's like they'll fit for one season, and then it's like the next season they might not. And so I haven't been wanting to use like my really, really special fabrics for that. And so I had the realization that I was like, well, I could make some blankets, like some lap quilts and stuff. And I think that would be so much fun. It would be so much less pressure because I wouldn't feel like I was like ruining this fabric. And it would also just be really nice to have some nice like lap quilts and stuff. So I have no idea when that's going to happen, and it's not happening anytime soon, but I'm actually excited about that because I've always felt like if I used my pretty fabrics for blankets that it was kind of a waste because then I couldn't wear them and see them, and now I've kind of shifted and flipped the other way. I would rather use, you know, just random Hobby Lobby fabric that I can get at any point to make dresses for myself than to use, like, there's one in particular that I'm thinking of. It's like this woodland animal print, and I think I purchased it when I was early postpartum with my first son, and I was so excited about it. I bought it online from Joann, and I've never seen anything like it. It's just a really, really cute, like, woodland animal print fabric. And I have been thinking about that ever since I bought it. Like, I wanted to make something with it. But I have held off because I didn't want to turn it into a dress and then not be able to wear it. So I've had the realization, I'm like, I could just make some blankets and stuff, and I could use that fabric for the back of it, or anyway, that's a whole tangent. But I was really happy with this. I'm slowly getting together a little collection of quilting books and things, and so I think it'll be really fun to kind of delve into that a bit more. So let me quickly share with you my Knit Picks box, because there's nothing too much in here, but I'm very, very excited about it. So first off, these were I got just to so it was like $31.83. And so I wanted to make sure I got enough that I wasn't leaving like those extra like $2 on the card thing that I was using. And so these I grabbed just to kind of use up that extra little bit. And I got 2 balls of the Brava Sport Weight, 100% acrylic. It has 340 yards to 100 grams. And my thinking is that it would be really, 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 really cute to knit my boys some matching vests and use the, is it Ollie's Everyday Slip Over? I think that's what it is, by Hannah Graham or Hannah G Knits. And I think that would be so cute. And so with this, it's a very low yardage pattern. And so I would be able to get one vest for each kid out of a ball, and then because I would be making a smaller one for my 1-year-old, if I needed a little bit more for my 3-year-old, I could do that. So, and this is in the, I don't think I told you, the Dublin colorway, and it's just such a perfect Christmassy green, which absolutely not getting done in time for Christmas. Like, that is never happening. But just in general, both my boys look really good in greens and blues, and so I thought that would be cool. And then the main reason why I made this order was to get some fiber. And it's really cool because I didn't know this, but Knit Picks actually has a decent amount of like roving fiber that you can spin with. And I really wanted to get some of this because I want some like very much practice fiber, because I know that I'm not going to be very good at this at the beginning, and I want to have stuff that I don't have to feel too precious about, so I can just spin and mess it up terribly and then learn from it. So I got 3 of these, and they're actually really inexpensive. I got them during the Black Friday sale is when I ordered it, and it was like, I think it's like $9 for 100 grams, and since I got it on sale, it was a percentage of that. But anyway, it's the Wool of the Andes Unspun Roving. This is in the Cilantro Heather colorway, and I've intentionally got heathered colorways of all of them because I love how the heathering looks. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Yeah, you can see it. The variation. Oh, it's so pretty. So I got this one. This one will probably be the first one that I try and spin because I like it, but it's like I intentionally didn't want to like, yeah, it's not something I feel precious about. These two, I'm actually hoping to like ply them together and make them like a mixed color yarn, because I think that'd be really pretty. But this is the Baltic Heather. You can kind of see, this one's it's a little bit harder to see the heathering to it. And then this one is the Arctic Pool Heather, which again is going to be a little bit trickier to see. But I was thinking if I was able to spin it, well, if I spin this one and get, you know, reasonably good, like beginner good. That and then I can apply this on itself and probably make a cowl out of it, because it's going to be all thick and thin and weird and funky, and that's fine. So I'll probably make like a cowl out of that, because I love this color. And then with this, that if I was able to advance in my skill enough that I could spin this and then apply these two together and make it a really fun, like that really, I don't know, kind of classic hand spun looking yarn. And then I would have enough to maybe make, well, it depends. It depends upon if I can get it thin enough. Because if I could get it to a fingering weight, then between the two of them, I'd probably have enough to make a toaster tee. But if it ends up being a thicker one, because I'm just not experienced and don't know how to do it super thin, it would probably just have to be like more accessories, but I'm not going to complain about that. I could do like a hat and a cowl set or something. Like, oh, I'm really excited about it. So that's my little knit picks order. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm really glad to know that Knit Picks has roving, because I think that that would be a great and inexpensive place to source it from, for just like practicing on stuff. So if I get done with that and I feel like I need more practice, then maybe I'll look at getting some more from Knit Picks before I dive into the beautiful fibers that I've been gifted. Which actually, while I'm sitting here, let me show you the really beautiful package that Brenda sent me, which also Brenda has a podcast, and it's a really, really lovely podcast. So I will link that down below if you haven't seen it. I can't remember, All Stitched Together, something like that. I'll link it down below, but let me grab that real quick and I'll share that with you. A little bit of crinkling. So Brenda sent me this beautiful, like I said, I think there's a top whorl drop spindle is what it's called. And I'm so excited to have two different kinds of spindles to test it on, because I think it'll be really fun to figure out which I like best. So very pleased about this. And she said that her husband made this, which I'm just like, that's so cool. And again, like it is so satisfying to spin. Spin the top. So there's a spindle. And then she included a couple little, well, there's one is a braid, which I'm actually going to pull out of the bag real quick. This one is just going to be so fun to spin. I have no idea what the fiber content or anything of it is, but whew, it is blowing out on screen. It is not that saturated. Oh, it is so soft. Everything about this feels a bit magical, because I'm like, I have no idea. Well, how do you get from this to like the long fluffy bits to like spin? And I know you have to like unbraid it or whatever, but it's kind of like the magic of when you have a skein of yarn and you're like, how am I going to get to a 3D object from this pile of strings? How am I going to get to a pile of strings from this ball of fluff? So there's this one, which is going to be really interesting to see how that one spins up. And then the next one has a little card with it, so I might be able to see. Spinning Yarns and Weaving Tall Tales, Suzanne Collier, Fiber Artist. I'm not going to take it out of the bag. This one's interesting because it looks like there's this pink fiber, and then there's all this stuff here at the top, which I am guessing you're supposed to somehow like spin in with the yarn. I assume. So it's like tweed, but it's not tweed flex. It's more like I don't know, you know those like kind of funky artsy type yarns? That's what I think you do with it. If any of you know differently than that, please correct me. But which definitely sounds a bit more advanced than where I'm at, so that's not happening anytime soon. But I just really, really love that. And I love the colors, like the pinks and blues and all of that. So that's the other little spinning bundle that I have. So I should be set on spinning stuff, which is very, very exciting, and I am oh so grateful for the generosity of people who have gifted me these lovely things to get me started on this next crafting adventure. But it's also really dangerous because now, like on Etsy, I keep finding like braids of fiber, and I'm like, that's really pretty, and that's really pretty, and ooh, that would be fun to spin. And I'm like, girl, you haven't even tried it yet. You don't even know if you like it yet. So I'm restraining myself. But all right, last thing, quickly. In my Christmas tote bag that I bought maybe 4 years ago now. I'm pretty sure that I bought it when my husband and I were on our first anniversary trip. Anyway, in here I have a whole load of different colors of, you can't see anything, why am I even messing with that, of acrylic yarns that I'm planning to be taking and crocheting into a bunch of scrunchies. And most of these are from the stash that I was gifted. I think a couple of them aren't, but like there's a purple one, I've got a sparkly red one, which is really fun. And yeah, and then some other pink ones. And this one is actually, I need to pull this one out because this is, I need to finish off my mouse overalls. But yeah, so I'm planning to crochet a bunch of scrunchies for my sisters and sisters-in-law, and as like little Christmas gifts. So we're driving down tomorrow. We were supposed to leave today, but we decided to delay it by a day just because still recovering and everything. And so we're driving down tomorrow, and it's about a 4-hour drive, and I'm thinking that this would be a really great car project, and I can just whip up a bunch of scrunchies and gift it. I have three sisters-in-law, only 2 of them are going to be there, and then one of my sisters that I want to make scrunchies for. And I was thinking that if I could do it, and I could make like 3 or 4 scrunchies per girl, and then have like a little scrunchie bundle. So that's kind of my thought with that, and it'll be really fun to use some of the yarn that I've been gifted from that stash, and then I just had some other random acrylic yarn, so it'll be really fun to use some of that up. But yeah, I think that's all I have to talk about now. I'm gonna go sit on the couch and probably need to get editing on my last Vlogmas video, and drink some tea and relax and enjoy some peace and quiet for a little bit before the boys get back up. So there you have it.